Welcome to the Fantasy Football Garage. I'm Chris the Candyman, bringing you your fantasy football content. Be sure to like and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at FFBGarage. Thanks for watching. Today we're talking pre-draft best ball strategy. Comment below and let me know which rookies you're drafting in best ball. The team I'm talking about today ended up being 3 quarterbacks, 6 wide receivers, running backs, 8 wide receivers, and 3 tight ends. We have a 3-6-8-3 build. We've got Kirk Cousins, Anthony Richardson, and Kenny Pickett at quarterback. For running back, we've got Breece Hall, DeAndre Swift, Zach Charbonnet, Jaylen Warren, Izzy Abanikanda, and Josh Kelly rounding out the group. At wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Christian Kirk, Michael Pittman, Deontay Johnson, Jalen Hyatt, Curtis Samuel, and Van Jefferson. Tight end, we've got Dalton Schultz, Jake Okonkwo, and Darnell Washington. Also, shout out to 4for4 for their underdog ADP trend data, Tankathon for their mock draft positions, and also Draft Tech using their draft positions for rounds 4, 5, 6. To the Bills. Really like that landing spot. Izzy Abanikanda goes to the Bengals, also a nice landing spot. Jalen Hyatt goes to the Panthers, and Darnell Washington ends up in Green Bay in the second round in this version. So let's get started. Looking at my team, I picked from the first position, so it's easy to make a team look good there, of course. Focusing in on the first 8 rounds, I think the first 8 rounds are really important for building your team, getting a good strategy, and I ended up going wide receiver with 4 of my first 5 picks, 5 of my first 8 picks. And I like the way my teams look when I go wide receiver early. If I go quarterback later on, it's easier to then stack quarterbacks later on when you have a wide variety of receivers you've already gone with, and you don't have to look for receivers later on. I've also found that if you take a quarterback early, it's hard to stack them because usually their top receiving options are already off the board. Talking Josh, so trickier guys to stack up. In this one, I really like taking a running back in the first 3 rounds, and I'd suggest going after a guy you can anchor your team with, like a Kenny Walker, Travis Etienne, Tony Pollard's now in this group. I think he's going to be a big riser. I still like Josh Jacobs as well. I ended up going with Breece Hall in this draft, but those are some other options. Also, guys I think you should target at wide receiver potentially in like the 4th round. I ended up getting Christian Kirk at the end of the 4th round in this draft. I really like DJ Moore, Drake London, Jerry Jeudy, and Christian Watson are guys to target. So after my first 8 picks, in the 9th round, I go quarterback with Kirk Cousins. I stack up with my first overall pick, Justin Jefferson. Keep that going. I've been planning this. I think it works out with the first draft position. It's nice and easy to get Kirk Cousins where he is today. And then I was looking to get either Zay Flowers, who was mocked to go to the Minnesota Vikings. That would have been a nice stack. He goes in the 9th round. I don't get him. And then KJ Osborne sniped the pick before mine to take a tight end. We don't know where he's going to land yet. I've heard Chargers, maybe Dolphins. We'll see. Could be a good landing spot. I believe in the talent there. Looking back, maybe go running back here next time. Then in rounds 11 to 20, this is open season. Take a shot on some rookies. I went with Jalen Hyatt. He's been falling since the combine, but I think he's going to get the draft capital that'll justify taking him here, maybe even a little bit earlier. We'll see where he lands. And then I also took Anthony Richardson, pick 144 in the 12th round. I think he's going to keep rising. And so in this mock, I was taking him as if he was on the Colts, stacking him with my Michael Pittman I took earlier. So that's a pretty fun one there. And then later on, I was actually trying to target Jordan Love in the 14th round. He went a couple picks before me. I ended up going Kenny Pickett, stack him with Deontay Johnson. I believe in Kenny Pickett. He's all-time leading passer in pretty much every passing stat and scoring at Pitt. So think that he'll take a step forward in his second year. Wasn't afraid to take him there. But Jordan Love definitely rising up the boards. I think Jordan Love can justify being picked, like around a Derek Carr or even, some of these rookie quarterbacks. I think it's fair. So you'll see him moving up probably around 13 or 12. And then later on, just filling up with some running back depth in the last couple rounds. Took a shot on Izzy Abanikanda and Darnell Washington. Looking at the team, what we've got here, it's the delta, the change in ADP since the combine, which was March 6th. Today is March 19th. So what we've got is Kirk Cousins gaining 5.6 spots in ADP. That's bad. So he's going the wrong direction. But I think quarterbacks in general are trending up in ADP, the wrong direction, up higher numbers in general, except Anthony Richardson obviously outperformed expectation at the combine. He's a total athletic, stud. And so he comes in, he's dropped 7.5 ADP since the combine. That's good. His number's going down. It's something you'd want to keep and following and see where he ends up. On the wide receiver side, I think it's, you can kind of see some overcorrection happening potentially. Like I said earlier, Zach Charbonnet, once he finds a landing spot, he's easily a top 100 pick in my mind. And then Josh Kelly's interestingly lowering the ADP. The news that Eckler might be traded was kind of a surprise for everyone. So we'll see what happens there. Tight ends, it's kind of fun. I got Dalton Schultz and Darnell Washington. I don't know their landing spots exactly. Darnell Washington in this mock goes to the Packers, but look at that. His ADP is soaring. I think this tight end group of rookies is super deep, super good. They're going to keep trending up. So what are our top 3 takeaways from this video? Take chances on rookies, especially after the 100th pick. Go early on wide receivers and then try to stack a quarterback late, and you might have better luck. Also, track player ADP trends. I think it helps you to draft better overall and helps me when I track my players that I like in teams and see how things change over time. Real fun. I know it's early in the season. So thanks for watching the Fantasy